Deputy Mayor,
Yes,
you want to take this one?
I think so. I think we have a few empty seats. Am I right?
Yeah.
So let's bring on a few more. First up, I'd like to introduce Avijogia. Whose character is from Berkeley. Next, I'd like to bring up Zoey Deutch. Yes. Also, I'd like to introduce Rosario Dawson. And last but certainly not least, the man with all the rules, Eisenberg.
And just because you're so good at it, and they weren't out on stage, can you give them a little something what you just gave us? Double! Double! Oh, feels good, right guys? Hot damn. First and foremost, let's just go right down the line here, and I want to know what weapon you would be most adept at using in the zombie apocalypse. Go.
I would go for a trowel.
Ooh, a trowel. That's like an old-timey weapon.
I can carry it in your pocket, whip it out, be ready to go. I need a trowel in my eye.
We've been up here 5 minutes, and Ruben's talking about whipping it out. Oh, we're going! Zoe?
What? A weapon?
Yeah. Give me a weapon.
I gotta be resourceful, so my nails are a weapon.
Yes.
They're sharp, and no one's gonna expect them at all.
Get it, girl. What about you, Jesse?
My best weapon is always running very quickly away. More of a defensive strategy than an offensive one.
Awesome. Rosario? My mind. Oh! It's a brilliant one. Nicely done.
You know, you gotta MacGyver your way out of all kinds of situations, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's your biggest asset. It's true.
It is.
I would use like a plank of wood because it's versatile. You can put nails in it. You can sharpen it up as a javelin.
Toothpicks.
Toothpicks. You got toothpicks always.
Being the writers, I think pen. The pen is mightier than the sword.
That's what I hear.
But also a sword would be great.
Sword would be better, actually. Sword.
And I think I'd go with a Cuisinart, maybe.
Nice.
You have a lightsaber?
Pretty sadistic.
Can I change to a lightsaber?
Also lightsaber.
Okay.
You want to just abandon your mind for the lightsaber? It's Comic-Con.
Yeah, that's Jedi stuff right there. That's still the
There
same
you
thing,
go.
of course.
Some midichlorians. Yes.
Did you mention midichlorians?
Yes.
Shame! For shame!
Let's talk about how you guys jumped back into this, Ruben. Oh, we got Ruben on the phone here.
Texting right now.
Everybody say hi. What's up, girl? And now let's talk about how you guys decided to make Double Tap. So who made the call? How did it start to happen?
I actually did make the call. It was about 5 years ago after I had some films that weren't as beloved as Zombieland. And I was kind of licking my wounds a little bit and thinking about, oh, that was pretty great, that first movie I made, and those people were pretty awesome. Maybe we should try and get them back together. And so I called up the studio and they were excited to pursue it. And unfortunately, Rhett and Paul were busy making a little movie called Deadpool. So they weren't around to write it straight away, but we had a couple different writers help out, and then they came in and brought it home while I was shooting Venom. The final draft came in, and then the rest is history. We were able to get the original cast back, and it was a dream come true.
Paul and Rhett, did you guys have, I'm gonna lean way forward because it's a good look. Did you guys have unused zombie kills that you got to make a reality for this movie? Because the ones from the first are so exciting and creative and really super memorable.
Well, I mean, the leading town. Ooh, am I allowed to talk about that?
Oh.
Well, I mean, the Leaning Tower of Pisa may end up falling over on top of something. Maybe.
Might happen. Zoe, I think that since you're new, we have to figure out who Madison is. Can you totally tell us about Madison?
Yes, so I play Madison, who is one of the new survivors that the OGs meet in Zombieland. Madison is, I get to live all of my Valley Girl dreams out through Madison. I was born and raised in the San Fernando Valley. I've been studying the accent, the vocal fry, for 24 years, so that's who she is. A weirdo.
Do you think you could give us a little taste of it live right now?
100%. Literally anytime. Cute. You guys are all so cute.
So cute.
Just wait, you guys. Wait till you see Madison in action.
And in fact, we have a clip to show you of just that. So why don't we roll a clip introducing you to Madison?
That was amazing. I love that tracksuit.
Jesse, I'm assuming that it was incredibly intoxicating for Columbus to get to explain his rules to this fabulous new lady. There aren't a lot of them in Zombieland, so what was it like to come back into this world for you?
Oh, it was an amazing honor. It was the first popular movie I did, and then subsequently it proved time and time again how great the experience was by contrast to other experiences. It was just such a special movie. In terms of explaining my rules to her, that is this person's absolute dream come true. To have a girl interested in his rules, since Emma's character, who I'm dating, doesn't follow them.
She knows him, she doesn't follow him, she's over him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems it's like a weirdly sexy thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yo, thank you so many people coming here. I'm so shocked there's so many people. Thank you so much for coming.
Rosario, can you tell us about Nevada, because she is the most badass?
Nevada's resourceful. Nevada's my kind of lady. She's game, she's ready, she's independent, she's fierce, she's fun, wild. I am actually under these lights. Yeah, it was really fun playing her and pretending to have way better skills with guns and cars than I actually do. No, actually I did on my own driving. No special effects in the entire movie.
I was like, oh my god, for real? Because I assume everything that you say is legit true. So,
Sure, because I pretend for a living.
yeah, that's a fine point. Avon, can you talk about what was happening with you when Zombieland 1 came out? What was your response to that movie?
Well, you mean as a person, or what was Berkeley doing in Zombieland 1?
No, I'm gonna say you spiritually as a human sitting in front of us.
I was 10 years younger than I am now.
Right. So like an embryo.
So let's start there. Yeah. So let's start there. I was, a young person. I watched this movie. I remember being really moved and touched by how human the story is, even despite the zombies and all the undead people. And so, that's what was going on with me.
And this seems like one of those sets that you definitely want to be on. It just seems like you guys were having a ton of fun. What was one of your favorite moments?
I got yelled at by Woody Harrelson for a whole movie.
What's that?
I got yelled at by Woody Harrelson for a whole movie. That's great. Yeah, it's amazing.
It's super intense. Where do you guys see it? October 18th in theaters. Where do you see this movie fitting in to sort of this gigantic zombie pantheon that we've got? Because when Zombieland came out, you guys were kind of tapping into something that was in a really different place than it is now. Now we've seen a whole bunch of, dare I say, imitators? Or homage?
I just like to keep my head down and focus on what we're about. For me, the point of making this movie was really try to get back the magic of the first one as closely as possible, and that was the priority, is just harnessing the spirit, and it was really important to the original cast and to me and to the writers, obviously, if we were going to do another one, that'd be as good as the first one. And so we put a really high bar, and we didn't want to make anything that would let people down. So that was our focus in approaching this. But I dare say maybe this is the funniest zombie movie there is. And I'll stake my claim with that.
Guys, when you were coming up with the story, I like hearing about your writing process because I always end up enjoying your movies so much. I want to know who does what makes you fight, what ends up in the movie. Like, where did the storyline specifically for this one kind of come up from?
Well, writers have the most boring lives in the world. We sit in small rooms, basically in our pajamas or in our underwear, and then we imagine wonderful things.
I sit in Rhett's underwear, actually. I actually wear Rhett's underwear while I write.
But yeah, I mean, we take, because we're relatively boring people, we let our minds go to places that are more interesting than we are, and we just follow that, and it led here. And then these wonderful, beautiful people take over, and that's good for everybody.
Zoe, did you have, there's a lot of car riding in this movie, so I want to know who's the funniest one to be stuck in a car with for long hours of filming? Nice. Response?
I'm sitting next to her.
That was diplomatic.
Yeah. She's so unbelievably funny in the movie, you can tell from that clip, but like it was actually, I'm speaking on behalf of Woody and Emma here as well. It was a very difficult experience not laughing at her. She would do something different each time. What you just saw is like actually a pretty tame example of what she does in the movie, you know, compared to that scene, and I just see it for that reason. It's hysterical.
Rosario, was there a behind the scenes moment that you will treasure forever? You have a lot of great scenes with Woody Harrelson, and you also, I don't want to give it away, but you live in an amazing place in the film.
I do. I think the fans will understand this a lot. I was a huge fan of the first movie, and I would be chomping at the bit to watch it on Friday, regardless of being in it. So for me, it was more like the greatest BTS experience ever, except I had to keep reminding myself I was on set, I was supposed to act as well. But it was just remarkable to see everyone, to see this group back together again, and to see the entire process. We have this amazing shootout scene that took 3 days to shoot, that takes a few minutes to watch, but to see how it was all built together and created, and to keep the funny and keep the relationships going even in the midst of all the action was just amazing. I feel like I learned a lot, and it was a beautiful family to be invited to be a part of, and I'm really hoping this does really, really well. Don't let me down, folks, because then maybe we can do a third one.
October 18th in theaters. Let's talk about a couple of notable additions to the cast. And I don't want to spoil any of the great cameos, but you guys watch Silicon Valley, right? So Thomas Middleditch makes an appearance in this. Luke Wilson makes an appearance in this. Can you tell us about that appearance and kind of how that happened?
Yeah,
we're allowed to talk about this.
There's a scene where Jesse and Woody, who are Columbus and Tallahassee, meet kind of bizarro doppelganger versions of themselves, played by Luke Wilson, who plays Albuquerque, who's kind of a parallel of Woody, and then Thomas is called Flagstaff, and he's a parallel of Jesse's character Columbus. And they face off, and they have a rule battle where Jesse, his character, abides by rules, and Flagstaff has his own commandments that he follows. And the face-off between the two of them is truly funny, but in large part because Jesse's one of the greatest improvisers you could ever hope to work with. And then Thomas is a world-class improviser himself. And so the scene includes so much improvisation that these two came up with that is in the movie that's just so funny, that it was incredible. Obviously, Rhett and Paul wrote a fantastic script that was a great baseline to work from, but then everybody just elevated it, and it was a truly memorable scene that's probably my favorite in the movie.
Would you say that there's more improv in Double Tap than in the first film? Because what seemed like improv from the first film is so memorable and wonderful.
I'm pretty loose generally, so I would say it's a. What do you think, Jesse? About the same or more? I don't know. Brett, Paul,
What do you think? My instinct would be to say less because there are more complicated things happening in this movie, introducing characters. So my instinct would be to say less. What do you think?
I'd say about the same. But as writers, we love improv because these guys are so brilliant at it. They make us look smarter and better.
Do you guys, were you hanging out on the set of this movie and kind of guiding or giving any kind of notes or just enjoying?
A little bit. We were on set a little bit, and again, it's the movie is about this family, and really behind the scenes, it's truly a family affair as well. It's a wonderful group of people who all really do love each other, and so it was such a pleasure to get the gang back together to welcome in new folks into that family, and it really is, a family affair. So.
Avin, your character spends a lot of time with the great Abigail Breslin.
Yes,
Abby Brez, word. Can you just talk about, coming into this world, did she have any advice for you? Did you guys just take it from page one and go?
Oh, she was great. We're in our own little mini movie throughout because we sort of split off from the original 3 and now 4, and sort of have our own little film. So I got to sing songs with Abby, and Abby was basically just the most welcoming. Everyone, the original cast, is the most welcoming people in the world. It was really great to be able to be included in this new group.
What kind of songs did you guys bust out?
Oh, I passed off original music written by other people as my own music.
Sure.
Yeah, to get laid. Because he's a phony, and it's really, and it was really fun. I get to be a bit of a douche, so that's great.
Now, Red and Paul, this is a super important question. How do you think Deadpool would do in Zombieland?
Well, he'd be great because he can heal from anything, right? So he's sort of a zombie himself.
Touche.
And I also feel like he'd fit in with this gang. He's the sense of humor, the barbs going back and forth, the irreverence, the ridiculousness. It's similar DNA.
Exactly. It feels fantastic that way. And I don't know, I guess maybe I just want to see Deadpool bite more people. Is it just me? I'm looking out at these faces and it is just me.
And that guy with the Deadpool hat on with him.
Except you, buddy. All right, now we are getting very, very close to a super special time here in LA Comic-Con-ness, which is a very, very special screening of Zombieland Double Tap that's coming up in just a few minutes. Who already has their tickets? Oh my God.
Once again,
so few of you are lucky enough, but who wants to see Zombieland Double Tap? All right, so here's how we're gonna do this. There's a screening tonight. We've been running just a little behind. I have no time frame here. There's a sense of timelessness up here, right guys? It's amazing. Just remember, Rule 21, stay away from strip clubs. Thank you so much. All right, now what I have in my hot little hands are 10 wristbands to go see this screening. All right? Now what's gonna happen is, you guys, especially ones of you that came correct and showed up in costume, are going to just wave your hands in the air. Maybe like you don't care, but I know you definitely do. And up here, everyone is gonna spot somebody in the crowd. So catch somebody's eye, and we've got the Evolve Entertainment Fund interns to help us hand out these wristbands. So I believe it's time.
I feel like Caesar.
So we're gonna have the interns here. All right, everybody get on the mic and tell us who you pick. Now interns, listen up. Ruben, go ahead.
I'm going blonde, ponytail, cutesy guy right up here.
Blonde, ponytail, cutesy guy. Pigtails! Right here. Who's the intern that is going to bring...
Come on, intern!
You guys, this is happening live on stage and it's fantastic.
What are you dressed as? Yeah.
Thor hammer.
Yeah.
Right there.
Thor
That's
hammer?
your mind.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
All right, Rosario's making contact. Is that Harley Quinn down there?
Hi, Harley. Are you Harley Quinn? Yes.
Right there.
Wonder Woman? Right there.
Right there. All of that.
Over there. With the black? The one with the black sleeves?
What were you again? What were you again? Yeah, you get it. You get it. She gets it.
We need one of those t-shirt guns that shoot this thing out.
All right, guys, what about you? Keep trying. You've got 2 more chances. All right, we've got 1 more ticket for the screening tonight.
Oh man, a lot of pressure. I want to put someone in the back. Hold on, I'm looking for someone in the back. Is that an Iron Man back there? The Iron Man mask? Is that?
Is Iron Man at LA Comic Con?
Iron Man mask.
Right.
Okay.
This
Drake,
is
how about Drake back there?
Drake.
All right. So
Who's
now-
holding Drake's gigantic face?
I'm from Toronto, so that'll work. Drake will
There
work.
you go. It's on brand, Paul.
Leave the
Nicely
door.
done. All right, so we have some business to catch up on after this, but before we go, we're going to show you one more thing,
You guys already got it.
and that's Nevada. Everybody, here's one more clip from Double Tap. And if you're not sure where LA Live is, we're going to be meeting in the South Hall lobby next to the statues and the Zombieland poster. Double Tap. Don't look for the first one. Look for the second poster, for God's sake. No, nothing? All right, are we done? All right, guys. So, everybody put your hands together and double tap your applause for Ruben, Zoey, Jesse, Rosario, Alvin, Paul, and Ray.
Thank you.
Zombieland Double Tap, October 18th in theaters. I'll just say it one more time.